Racing. Justify the last into stride. Paddock Pick showing some early dash with Showtime Rocket. Justify coming through now to contest the lead. Canby is a close fourth and Trey dropping out 2.5 lengths last. It's Showtime Rocket, Justify, Paddock Pick, a line of 3. Chased past the 5/8 pole by Canby, who in turn is well clear of Trey. Narrow lead now for Justify over the stablemate Showtime Rocket on his inside, and Paddock Pick is a half length back in the 3 path. A little more than 2 lengths to Canby, and Trey drifting back 7 lengths astern. Past the half-mile pole, Showtime Rocket on the inside together with Justify, leading as they race to the 3/8 pole into the turn from Paddock Pick, who's dropped 1.5 lengths off in third, as Justify regains a clear lead now. Justify shakes away from Showtime Rocket at the 5/16. Paddock Pick is second. Canby beginning to run on. He splits horses. He's coming home strongly to a joint second, but Justify confidently ridden by Van Dyke at the top of the stretch. Leads 3 lengths to Canby. Paddock Pick running third. Less than 3/16 to go. And it's Justify by 3 or 4 lengths. Canby under heavy pressure. Can do only as well as second placing behind a very promising type. Justify will justify his odds on, to quote, with the promise of bigger things to come. This gleaming chestnut wins by 6 on debut from Canby and Paddock Pick. Ready? Racing. Justify begins fairly well. Calix Man gets the best of the break from the middle of the line. Justify moving up second. Shiver Me Timbers dropping down to the rail as a joint third with Tap Fever, and Pepe Tonio goes back 5th and last. Calix Man is the leader past the 7/8 pole from a line of 3. Shiver Me Timbers, Tap Fever and Justify, and a gap of 6 lengths to Pepe Tonio. 6 furlongs to go, and Calix Man, who scratched from yesterday's San Felipe Stakes, makes the running by just over 2 lengths to Shiver Me Timbers and Justify as they draw 1 length clear of Tap Fever. Pepe Tonio is 8 lengths last. They travel the back stretch. Calix Man showing out by almost 2 lengths. Justify travelling sweetly second. Shiver Me Timbers ahead back on the inside. Tap Fever is now 2.5 lengths behind that pair, and 6 clear of Pepe Tonio. This is the order as Calix Man leads them off the back stretch to the 3/8 pole, 1.5 lengths. Justify is about to take aim. He is ready to fire as he easily shrugs off Shiver Me Timbers. They're clear of Tap Fever, and then Pepe Tonio past the 5/16, and Justify in the twinkling of an eye has put 2 lengths on Calix Man, followed by Shiver Me Timbers. Past the quarter pole comes Justify by 3 lengths. Calix Man is second on the inside of Shiver Me Timbers. They swing for home, and it's Justify by 4. Shiver Me Timbers second. Calix Man on the inside is next. Justify coming past the 8th pole would have to race in outer space to feel less pressure. He's not yet battle-hardened, but just who is the most talented 3-year-old to race this weekend? Justify, a colt of limitless potential, wins by 6 lengths from Shiver Me Timbers, and it's either Pepe Tonio or Calix Man for third. For the Grade 1 $1 million Santa Anita Derby. Racing. Jimmy Chila fast into stride with Bolt Doro. Pepe Tonio, Justify is off smoothly. It's Justify moving into a narrow lead. Core Beliefs is going to follow him across. At the judges the first time, and Justify the leader by 1 length. He's staying off the rail. Bolt Doro, plenty of room on his inside as a joint second with Core Beliefs. Then Pepe Tonio outside Jimmy Chila from Instilled Regard. And Orbit Rain last with 7/8 left to go. Justify taking the baton for Team Baffert, leads them around the first turn in the Santa Anita Derby, getting away by 2.5 lengths from Bolt Doro. Then comes Jimmy Chila, the inside of Core Beliefs. Pepe Tonio 5th, 7 off the leader. Instilled Regard back at the tail of the field in company with the maiden Orbit Rain as they run along past the 5/8 pole, and Justify by 3 lengths, allowed to stride out. He leads clearly from Bolt Doro in the middle stages. In third position is Jimmy Chila. Then Core Beliefs, followed by Pepe Tonio. Orbit Rain on the outside of Instilled Regard. 1/2 mile from home, and Justify by 2 1/4 lengths. Bolt Doro coming a little closer to him going into the far turn. The key protagonists are being afforded every opportunity. Around the far turn in the Santa Anita Derby is prodigious talent. Matches established class. It's Justify by 1 1/4 lengths. Bolt Doro taking a run at him, but really having to be pushed on by Castellano. Smith looks confident on Justify, reaching the top of the stretch. Back in third is Core Beliefs, then Instilled Regard, Pepe Tonio. Justify leading past the 8th pole. He's a couple of lengths in front. Bolt Doro is closing on the inside. It's Justify by 3/4 of a length. Bolt Doro trying ever so hard, but Justify, another exhilarating exhibition by the supremely gifted athlete. He's on a dizzying ascent to greatness, winning the Santa Anita Derby clearly from Bolt Doro, followed in by Core Beliefs and Instilled Regard.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. And promises fulfilled. Great start. Flawless as well for Justify coming out of the gate. Both Doros flashing speed on the outside, and so is Noble Indy. And Good Magic is not far behind either. Beneath the iconic Twin Spires for the first time. Promises fulfilled out to set the pace. Justify is right there racing in second. Good Magic in behind while third. Both Doros racing in fourth. Flame Away on the inside in fifth. Firenze Fire moves up to be sixth. Noble Indy is seventh. Mendelssohn is off the pace today racing in eighth. Free Drop Billy down inside ninth. Audible pushed along in 10th. Bravazzo is 11th. Enticed is running along in 12th. Combatant is wide on the first turn in 13th. Magnum Moon is 14th. Lone Sailor is 15th. Hofberg is at the back of the pack racing in 16th by 3. Then we come back to Instilled Regard and Vino Rosso. 5 or 6 more back to My Boy Jack. Solamini is the last of them all. A brutal half mile in the slop in 45 and 3/5 seconds. And just like that, Justify seizes the lead with a half mile to go in the Kentucky Derby. Promises fulfilled, trying to keep up second and inside. Flame Away's not far behind, racing third. Bolt Doros 3 wide on the far turn in fourth. Firenze Fired on inside fifth. Champion Good Magic moves up one spot while wide on the far turn. Farther back, Bravazzo starting to muster up a rally. Going past Noble Indy. Audible starting to pick it up with 3 furlongs to go. Instilled Regards finding his best stride as well. So is Vino Rosso on the far outside as they race for the top of the stretch with Justify the one to catch. Here comes Good Magic on the outside for the final quarter mile. Justify turns for home in front. Good Magic in a full out drive with 3/16 to go. But Justify and Mike Smith are digging down on a 2-length lead. Good Magic is wandering about the track from far behind. Audible rallies to be third. They're coming to the final 16th, and it's Justify and Good Magic and Audible. Justify in a 2-length lead. Final try from Good Magic. All rise for Justify. The Kentucky Derby was never in doubt. Wins by 2.5. It's tight for second between Good Magic and Audible. Instilled Regard was fourth.
It's a Justify load, so set with the call of the 143rd Preakness Stakes. Here's Larry Colmus.
Thank you, Mike. I'm looking at the shot that you are, so we'll see what happens here as Bravazzo goes in. They're all in line. We're ready for the start. They're off in the Preakness. Justify appeared to come out cleanly with Good Magic. Quip on the inside with early speed too. And Bravazzo is close and in the mix as they race out of the fog and by us for the first time. And it is indeed Justify who emerges up top. But Good Magic is closer today. Bravazzo is running along in third. Quip is fourth. Diamond King is fifth. Then Sporting Chance. Tenfold on the outside and Lone Sailor's the last of them all as Justify is taken on by Good Magic through a 23.11 opening quarter mile. So Good Magic trying to get the jump on Justify here. They're head in head as they make their way to the backstretch. And Bravazzo is running along in third. Quip is fourth toward the inside. Diamond King follows in fifth. Then comes Tenfold, Sporting Chance, and Lone Sailor the last of them all as they continue their way up the backstretch. 47.19, a reasonable half mile here in the Preakness Stakes, but it is in fact Good Magic on the inside of Justify and their noses apart on the lead. So they're going at each other, although the pace is not all that fast. And Bravazzo is 3 lengths off of them. Quip is down toward the inside, Tenfold, Diamond King, and then on the inside is Lone Sailor. So they make their way into the turn. Good Magic on the inside of Justify. The two of them are right together, and they've run 3/4 of a mile in 1 minute 11.42 seconds as they round the far turn in the fog at Pimlico. And Good Magic on the inside's got a head in front. Mike Smith goes to a ride on Justify. They are nose to nose. Justify now sticks a neck in front. He's going to try to put away Good Magic, and they're into the stretch. And Mike Smith goes to the whip on Justify. Tenfold is closing in with Bravazzo on the outside as the field comes into the final furlong. It is Justify in front. Good Magic on the outside. Tenfold. Bravazzo. Justify. He's unstoppable. He won the Preakness. Bravazzo was second. They're all in line. We are ready for a start. They're off in the 150th Belmont Stakes. And it was a very good beginning for Justify, who goes immediately to the early lead in the race to the first turn. So it will be Justify to set the pace here. And there on the outside goes Restoring Hope, the other Bob Baffert trainee, who's wide into that turn and running in second position. Right in behind them in third is Bravazzo. Noble Indy is off the pace. And then on the inside comes Tenfold. The opening quarter mile was a swift one, 23.37 seconds. A very fast pace for Justify, who will lead the field on to the backstretch here with his stablemate Restoring Hope sitting in second. And on the inside, Bravazzo is third. Noble Indy is fourth. Tenfold fifth. Vino Rosso sixth. And Blended Citizen on the outside, followed by Hofberg and Free Drop Billy. Gronkowski is last. They've slowed things down a bit. 48.11 was the half. That's just a bit faster than American Pharoah went 3 years ago. Justify and Mike Smith, the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, head up the backstretch in the Belmont Stakes with a length lead. Restoring Hope on the outside is second. Bravazzo is down toward the inside. Noble Indy is next. Vino Rosso is close up running in fifth. He's 5 lengths off the lead. 3/4 went in 1 minute, 13.21 seconds, halfway home in the Belmont. And then comes Tenfold on the inside of Blended Citizen. Hofberg is drafting in behind horses, 6 lengths off the lead. Free Drop Billy and Gronkowski, the last of them all. And Mike Smith and Justify make their run into the far turn. They've got a 2-length lead. Restoring Hope is put to a ride as Vino Rosso begins to rev it up on the outside. Bravazzo is down toward the rail. They've run a mile in 1:38.09 seconds. Justify is the leader, but it's just a half-length advantage here. Vino Rosso comes under a ride. Mike Smith has not asked Justify to go just yet. Justify a length lead here as they come to the top of the stretch. Vino Rosso is second. Hofberg comes on the scene, and Gronkowski has cut the corner, and they're into the stretch. And Justify comes roaring home to a raucous Belmont Park with 1 furlong to run. Gronkowski and Hofberg trying to run him down. Vino Rosso is fourth, a 16th to go. Justify is still there. Justify from Gronkowski. He's just perfect, and now he's just immortal. Justify is the 13th Triple Crown winner. Gronkowski was second, Hofberg was third, and Vino Rosso was fourth. Justify has done it.